2018 GMC Terrain Diesel AWD. 34 miles per gallon. That's what we averaged over more than 1,200 miles of mixed driving in the diesel 2018 GMC Terrain. As you can see, the Terrain is no tadpole-shaped, pint-size runabout. It is a compact SUV of substantial dimensions and as tested here equipped with all-wheel drive. Granted, the all-wheel drive system has the clever ability to reduce parasitic driveline losses by totally disengaging the rear axle when it's not needed. But still, the diesel-powered Terrain surpassed its EPA combined fuel economy estimate by 2 mpg as driven by us, which is to say, driven harder than most people would, and outpaced its EPA highway fuel economy figure by 1 mpg on our 75 miles per hour highway test loop, for a stellar 39 mpg. This is no anomaly. The Terrain's mechanical twin, the Chevrolet Equinox diesel, scored the same 34 mpg average and managed a remarkable 43 mpg on our highway test. The secondary controls are laid out neatly in logical rows a short distance from the steering wheel. GMC's latest IntelliLink touchscreen both looks good and functions well, aside from its key menu shortcuts lined up at the bottom of the display which need larger on-screen icons. And we still think the Terrain's push-button/tab-pull mishmash of transmission controls is asinine. Sitting at the base of the dashboard, they're a pretty far reach for the driver. The rest of the GMC Terrain merely whelms us, the diesel powertrain included. While gasoline Terrain's powered by either a 170 HP turbocharged 1.5-liter inline-4 or a 252 HP turbocharged 2.0-liter use a new 9-speed automatic transmission, the diesel pairs with the older 6L45 6-speed auto. General Motors claims the diesel has so much torque to work with that more gears aren't necessary, but that seems dubious. Although it is true that the 1.6-liter turbo diesel 4's 240 lb-ft of torque is substantial, it's 137 horsepower less so. The same engine is bolted to the newer 9-speed transmission in the Chevrolet Cruze diesel. And that combination does a better job of keeping the engine at lower revs, where it's quieter and still makes good power. The Terrain 6-speed suffers from larger spacing between gear ratios relative to the 9-speed, which allows the engine to briefly rev beyond where it makes useful torque before upshifting. Acceleration suffers from a distinct step feel, as the engine's thrust falls off momentarily before the transmission upshifts, at which point engine speeds drop back into the meatier part of the tachometer and thrust returns. If this process doesn't sound fast, it isn't. The diesel Terrain is slower than a procrastinating sloth, reaching 60 miles per hour in 9.7 seconds. We have yet to test a 1.5-liter Terrain, but an AWD Equinox with that engine required 8.9 seconds, while the 252 HP 2.0-liter Terrain AWD reached the same speed nearly 3 seconds quicker. The diesel engine also produces more classic diesel rattle than you'll hear in the Cruze with the same engine, as that car's 9-speed keeps the diesel's revs lower.